Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We pretty much expedited our process of getting to the next Eden run because we, oh geez, Cat and Nine Tails remote detonator? Oh, wooden spoon remote detonator. Kind of looks like a perfume bottle or like rubber cement or the thing that the Koopas used in Super Mario World to blow up their, or Mario used them to blow up the Koopa castles. Anyway, 1GBW, ENRG. Let's do it. Wooden spoon is, I don't know, man. I'm on a kick right now where I think that speed is actually like a relatively important stat. So to get wooden spoon right off the bat, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. It's certainly not as good as some of the other stuff that we could be getting. Remote detonator is a pretty terrible start, especially combined with another item like wooden spoon, which is not necessarily a run winner. However, it does give us 5 extra bombs, which could allow us to get a lot of spirit hearts or a lot of cash early here and kind of get out of control. Careful, guys. This shit's going off the rails. This isn't going to be your granddad's Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Although, if your granddad did play it, that'd be pretty cool. Let's admit, you know. Hey, fuck boy, you missed it. Largely, like, grandparents that I've met sound relatively similar to, you know, the population at large. But I think it's better, for our purposes here, if they have kind of a silly voice. Not that I think that voice is necessarily silly. Hold up there, Grandpa. Don't hit me with your grandpa strength. Sure, I mean, I'm happy to have the extra HP. I already got hit, so, I mean, I guess this is pretty nice. I usually like to go over kind of like our base attributes as well. It's largely based on, you know, my own perception instead of actually looking at the stats page, which should infuriate people, and I imagine it probably does. Let's just stop this silly shit right here. I think that our rate of fire is quite good. Oh, there's always a tinted rock on this room, man. I think our rate of fire is quite good. Our damage seems, you know, pretty normal. Cancer trinket, I'm not going to complain about that. And that is enough money to spawn an arcade on the next floor, which could be important, especially now that we actually have the HP necessary to do something about it. Or we could maybe go to our shop and buy a spirit heart, but we're gonna need another key in order to do that, which I don't think we're gonna be able to do here. Now this was that was a pot, I think, and this is not gonna be our secret room as a result of that pot. This could be it. I figured we'd give it a shot on one of these rooms and it didn't turn out to come to fruition properly. That's fine. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so kill one of these guys first. I don't want to use all of the bombs that we were gifted at the start of the game here. Then, just wait till those guys get close and remote detonator finishes the job. Remote detonator, I probably undersold it. It's actually, oh, careful here. It's actually a pretty solid, like, offensive weapon if you can get a lot of bombs to go along with it. It can be really good. I've got the speed necessary to hang tight with the Haunt here, but it is a little risky. And whenever he does that, like the shot with bullets instead of the shot with lasers, I'm going to find myself in a bit of a tricky position. However, I don't know why I did the standard, like, late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop laugh. That's why I've really got to work on that, I think, if I'm really going to break into the rap game. You know, I need, like, a Will Smith, haha. Luda does that as well. I don't really have that, though, because my raps are so serious that most of the time I'm like, this is not a laughing matter, ludicrous. Learn how to spell. Dog. Haha. I gotcha. You're never gonna win the script spelling bee, motherfucker. You probably caused people to lose the script spelling bee as a result of your cultural prominence. How does that make you feel? Although, I gotta be honest, if you can't spell ludicrous the proper way, which is to say the way that it's been written for hundreds of years, before the invention of rapper Chris Ludacris Bridges, you probably weren't going to be winning the script spelling bee anyway. You can't be telling that story when you're 40 and you're like, I was in the final 332 people in the script spelling bee, but then I misspelled ludicrous because of my adolescent love for hip-hop music. Damn you, Chris Bridges! It's probably unlikely. We're in like a really weird phase of the Binding of Isaac where we get not the same items every run, but a host of items kind of showing up all the freaking time. And Gimpy is one of those. Death's Touch has been one of them lately, not that I'm complaining. I'm very much hoping. Some might see that as a waste, but I really wanted to have a chance to get a Spirit Heart here early. I would like to get Hive Mind too if we could. Hive Mind has also been showing up all the dang time lately. But I really wanted the Spirit Heart so we have the best chance possible to get a deal with the devil on this floor, which is extremely important. But yeah, we've been having a lot of the same items show up a lot lately. Gimpy is another one of them. I'm hoping that we can actually pick up some of the good ones here. I mean, we have had a series, probably like 3 or 4 amazing runs in a row. Before you get mad at Northern Lion Luck, I'd like you to remember that we've also had, in the last week, or within the last 2 weeks at least, some runs that were seriously like absolute horseshit, get nothing, and then still pull out a win, basically just due to pure luck. We will be able to buy Hive Mind, by the way. I'm just looking at him like we have 2 of clubs. We could always use that, blow up our donation machine. That's not me trying to toot my own horn. That's rather just me trying to defend my luck a little bit and say, you know, we've gotten a lot of good luck recently, but there's also been some runs lately that have just been absolutely piss poor. We're just, instead of them being spread out, we got like 4 piss poor runs in a row, and now we're having like 4 or 5 amazing runs in a row. I shouldn't talk about this one as if it's amazing just yet, but at the very least, we have a lot of HP. I did not fart, by the way. That was the sound of my bare legs scraping across my chair surface. If I farted, I would just let you know. But largely, you know, these runs are so distracting that I don't really have to break wind during them. I find that most of the time I fart, I just fart because I'm bored. My body's like, well, you gotta be doing something. Might as well be farting. We're up to 5 HP now with Old Bandage, which will allow us to play the Blood Bank probably a lot more than we otherwise would be able to. Headless Baby is fine, and Goathead, another item that's been showing up all the time, is incredible for us, and even though we don't necessarily have anything that's truly amazing right now, this probably does give us the win. As much as I would love to play up some drama, that early Goathead pickup pretty much seals the deal for us here. We're going to go back, play the Blood Bank. We've got Gimpy and Old Bandage, so I'd expect to get at least a couple more plays than if we didn't have either of those items. But it's possible that that won't happen, but even if it doesn't, we should still be able to get Hive Mind. Hive Mind is the ultimate insurance play, basically. If we know that if we get spiders or flies with the ability to spawn either of them or both of them in the future, that we'll actually be able to basically make those into the dominant theme of the run, which is cool. I'm going to go back and play the Blood Bank a little bit more. If I can get away with not using this 2 of clubs card and not blowing up our donation machine, I would rather do that. And there's still, of course, the chance that we get an Old Bandage payout, or the chance that we get a Gimpy payout, or the chance that we get a Blood Bag or an IV Bag payout. And honestly, if we got IV Bag, I would... that's pretty good. If we got IV Bag, I would probably roll with IV Bag instead of the Remote Detonator. I think IV Bag has a lot of implications, even if we don't get, you know, Samson's Luck, or, sorry, the Bloody Lust, or Whore of Babylon. Either one of those could be useful. However, that's all theory crafting and conjecture. We got Hive Minds. Good for the future, but, you know, good in afar, but afar from good right now. In the meantime, let's head down to the next floor. Probably going pretty quickly, too. This feels like it's been not super slow in spite of that arcadeness. Arcadeness Evadine! The module on fire, but largely not really on fire. Pretty inflammable, actually. Well, that's not true. If you had hot bombs, check it and see. You could immolate it immediately. Come on, baby, please don't light me on fire with your hot bombs. Has Foreigner ever done a deal with Hot Pockets? I know they did, like, that Snoop Dogg, Bismarcky, Hot Pockets. Or maybe that was Lean... No, that was Hot Pockets, I think. Lean Pockets? I can't remember. They should be a Hot Pockets Foreigner. I've seen Hot Blooded in commercials for, like, you know, Toyotas. So, don't tell me that Foreigner is above licensing Hot Blooded to Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets, check and see. They're so buttery and also cheesy. Only 34 grams of fat in each. Hot Pockets, Hot Pockets. Wow, a lot of fart-based pills right here, but the Tears upgrade largely makes it all worth it. And these enemies get shat on pretty hard by Headless Baby, which I appreciate. With the Goat Head, of course, we've got to try to keep our HP, and if possible, our Spirit Hearts up there, at least in the short term. Ah! Thank you, Gimpy. At least in the short term, because that will give us the best chance possible to actually take all the deals with the devil, you know? We know we're going to get a Krampus fight at some point, but it might come very late in the game, or it might come right effing now. So we gotta be, oh, so stupid of me. We gotta be ready for it, one way or the other. I actually am going to use 2 of clubs. It's a bit of a suboptimal use, but... Alright. By using 2 of clubs, we can pick up, well, double our bombs, and then also get a key and a penny out of it, which... Probably not likely to be an enormous coup for us, but it's something. Got lucky with that one. Figured the mushrooms maybe had a 50% chance of paying out. That doesn't mean I was wrong. It just means they didn't. They didn't pay out, not they didn't have a 50% chance. Poison Touch also showed up on the last run. I don't know what kind of funky shit's going down at RNG headquarters in, you know, Rebirth, USA, but been having an awful lot of very samey items show up. It's not really cutting into my enjoyment of the game. I was actually thinking last night, and I think on a mechanics level, there's no way I can say this without some, you know, tinfoil hat fucking cynics, let's put it politely, being like, of course you're gonna say that because your target audience is all about Rebirth and you want to maximize your marketing potential. Hail corporate. Everyone, hail corporate. This is a subreddit. Hail corporate. Someone made a post about liking Subway. Hail corporate. Yeah, man. YouTube's being taken over by guerrilla marketers, the indie game guerrilla marketers, marketing all their gorillas all over the place. I'm better off with a cancer trinket here for sure. But I was thinking last night, is Rebirth like my favorite game of all time? It's not the most emotionally affecting, most emotionally affecting game of all time. You know, when people talk, oh, thank you, Old Bandage. When people talk about their favorite game of all time, I do think that there's an inherent bias, and I'm not meaning, oh, yeah, that's showing up all the time too, but I'm happy about it. I don't necessarily mean a bias towards, or a bias in a bad way. When people say, you're biased, they often mean it in a bad way, but I don't mean it that way. I have a bias. For dinner, I like to eat foods that taste good. I'm so biased. You already know I'm in the fast lane from LA to Tokyo. But anyway, let's try this again. Why am I even blowing this shit up if I already have magic mushroom? That's a good question. Are you a wizard? Not helping. Range up. We'll try it anyway. But, you know, I think they're biased towards games that they played when they were a little younger and were emotionally effective. Emotionally affecting, I should say. And not to say that Rebirth isn't that for some people, but for me, not necessarily. Like, when you talk to people my age, best game of all time, man, fucking Final Fantasy VII, dog. Final Fantasy VII, Morrowind or Skyrim, like, Mass Effect, one of the Mass Effect games, at least. Let's make a joke out of it. 2 of the Mass Effect games, at least. Wow, what an incisive barb from Northern Lion off the top rope. Really punked those bitches at BioWare. Dragon Age is another one. I think there's a little bit of a bias, again, not necessarily in a negative way, towards RPGs as well. But on a mechanics level, I think that Rebirth might actually be my favorite game of all time. If I could only play one game for the rest of my life, I think Rebirth's gotta be up there, man. And, you know, we're still in the honeymoon period with the game to some extent. You know, we're coming at this from, still, like, within the first few months of its release. Oh, this is enormous. So it's possible that later on I'll feel differently about it, and maybe Afterbirth will squander all the goodwill that it's built up. I doubt it, though. But I gotta at least give it credit where credit's due. I really think that, you know, this might be my favorite game of all time. It's a little early to tell. I have fucking like 500 hours in it, so maybe it's not too early to tell. There, Rotten Baby plus Hive Mind, pretty solid, and we will take our extra HP here, because why wouldn't we? Or sorry, by extra HP, I mean we'll give up our extra HP to get an ability to fly, which is largely the same thing when you think about it. I can't remember if I skipped an item room on that floor, but I certainly hope that I did not. And I didn't get enough money to spawn an arcade on this floor either. Our damage is going to be balling out of control pretty quickly here, though. Rotten Baby. Lord of the Fallen. That's a speed upgrade. Well, it wasn't vanilla for sure. I think it is in Rebirth as well, but I could be mistaken here. What we're really going to hope for on this floor is... Alright. I was literally just about to say that I stack up enough HP to not have to worry about not being able to take my next deal with the devil, and then we got a health downgrade. Shit happens. That does open up the ability for us to come into this room, though. And man, I'm glad I did. 2 bombs. Huge pickups. We actually... Not to play, you know, you can trust me to play up real drama in Rebirth. because I don't play up fake drama in Rebirth. If I have a run that's looking Super 1, I don't go, oh, this is a tough one, you guys. I don't know if we're going to be a David versus Goliath, and we're always David even when we're Goliath, you know? This run is very, very strong. However, it's strong, but it's not strong yet. Again, I've made this analogy before, but it's like being like the smartest 8-year-old in your Tri-County area. You got a head start, man, but you could also still get addicted to huffing, you know, Duster or something like that. You probably have a better chance than average of making something amazing out of your life, and kudos to you for that. But it could still go south in a big way, you know? No offense to all the Duster huffers out there. I've never tried it myself. Maybe it's good, man. Maybe it's worth ruining your life over. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We're all addicted to something, man. Oxygen. I'm a huge fan of. I can't go like more than 30 seconds without it on a regular basis. At least start to feel uncomfortable. If you cut off my oxygen supply, almost immediately I'm going to show signs of physical distress, and that's a very telltale sign of addiction, I think. Am I going to throw away my spirit heart to go to the curse room? I would love to, and I mean that in a non-sarcastic fashion, but I just can't, man. Not yet. I need to be able to go to our shop first and hopefully buy a spirit heart. If there's not a spirit heart available in our shop, then we got our work cut out for us to some extent here. Unless our secret room borders this, that would be good. So at this point, oh right. Oh, that was a tinted rock? I should really start looking for those. I should also probably get rid of the Hanged Man to pick up the Tower card. Even though the Tower card sucks, the Hanged Man does nothing for us. Which might be better than the Tower card hurting us, but we'll see. Flush is, it's not good. I'm gonna try for a health upgrade pill. Instead, we got I Can See Forever, which is also, like, totally fine. I'm not mad about it. We'll come back this way and hopefully find our secret room. Maybe down here? Yeah, there's our main secret room with a lot of money, actually. Very happy about that. And our second secret room, if it had an Eternal Heart, would be awesome. We have Spirit Hearts now. As long as we don't lose them, we got a great crack at this deal with the devil. And it doesn't have to be a deal with the devil that gives us HP, like Ceremonial Robes or 9 Lives to Mark the Pact, etc., etc. But I wouldn't complain. It'll probably be Krampus, though. Although I'll admit, we've had a lot less Krampus interactions lately than we normally do. Very dumb damage on my part. And financially, this pretty much sets us up for the rest of the run. We basically got like 55 cents of purchasing power, 54. I can do that arithmetic in my head. I just chose to put it at a rounder number for consumption's sake. And that helps out a great deal. This has been showing up all the time as well. But that's more a product of it being a golden chest item. Are these health? Oh, they are. Okay, this is actually big. Sorry, Tower card, and sorry, Pheromones, but I think it's much more important for us to have this health downgrade, which we can then turn into a health upgrade post-haste, hopefully. So I really, really do not want to fight Krampus now. Even if he gives us Lump of Coal, I would rather have a shitty item, so at least I can take it basically for free. We won't pick that up just yet, and it's going to be Krampus. Now I have to face the... Ooh, okay, thank you, Gimpy. Now I have to face the truth that... that's probably for the best. If I don't... If I pick up this, this blue cap, I probably will never get to use this health down pill productively. We'll try it, though. And I'll go to the curse room now, because I can afford to go to the curse room now. 16 minutes, definitely not making, boss rush happen on this run, but that's okay. It's looking like a very, very strong run, as is. Of course, and there's the pacts for free, so it actually would have been a grand with the Spirit Heart at the end as well. So it would have been a great curse room to go to regardless, but I'm happy that we had a little extra push. The pact has also been showing up like crazy lately. I'm very motivated to play Rebirth right now because apparently on every single run we're just getting like the best deal with the devil items that we can possibly get and balling out of control from a damage standpoint by like floor 4. Could still use some mapping. Could definitely use some keys. No question about that one. Bombs exist and are not frowned upon, but keys are a little bit more meaningful for us here. And I'll admit, you know, if you're one of the, wow, Northern Lion, your luck is insane kind of camp people, and I don't necessarily disagree with that, the last few runs are definitely giving you some more fodder for discussion. We have been having an unbelievable spell of good luck, and it's the worst kind of good luck, because it's good luck and my play has not always backed it up. I mean, even though we've gotten the successful results, I'll be the first to tell you that we've been making more mistakes than I'd normally be comfortable with, bleeding HP more than we should be bleeding, and in general, just making some sloppy plays, both tactically and strategically, that would probably be punished on a more average Rebirth run. We've just gotten very lucky that we have not had average Rebirth runs. We've had... Our average has become extraordinary somehow. But it'll run out eventually, you know, law of large numbers. The shit's gonna normalize over a large enough time scale. I hope to, you know, still be doing... I hope to patch up those mistakes in my consistent play by the time that happens. But for now, you know, I'm very thankful that the game is just giving me... I mean, I wouldn't say it's giving me the wins, but it's giving me really, really good odds of winning. Alright, so generating a few flies, but not quite enough to make me feel super happy about Hive Mind. Maybe don't give us Guppy, but like if we could get Infestation 2, obviously not from a deal with the devil, but if we can get Infestation 2, I'd be into it. Contract from below. I feel like I'm a broken record right now, and people probably want me to shut the fuck up. If so, I mean, you're the one that watched 400 of these videos, probably. So, look who's talking, mister. I'm, you know, I'm very thankful, is what I meant to say. I feel like a broken record, but Contract from Below has also been showing up all the damn time. I will take Blank Card. I like Krampus's head. Our damage is already spectacular. So, we'll take a Blank Card, even knowing that we don't really have, well, there's no really involved, so that was very lucky. We don't at all have a card. However, we could have a card in the future, and that might benefit me a great deal. Like this one, for example. Admittedly, with the goat head, the Joker's not necessarily that important, but at the very least we can use it as a teleport. But Northern Lion, you're losing out on the merits of that health down pill. I know. I know. This is an obvious thing, but I really hope that in Afterbirth they have like a placebo item. I can't take credit for that name. Someone on Twitter gave me the name, but the concept of the item I think is one that a lot of people have come to independently. Basically, a placebo item would work the same way as Blank Card, but for pills. That will be sweets. Well, that's an unfortunate payout from that room. Alrighty, I really hope we can go to our item room. On this run, it's hard to say that... Oh, that's a beautiful pickup here. And actually, what would be awesome here is if I could maybe, like, hiya. And yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Pick up a key there. And then I'll tell you what. Let's finish the room. I was going to teleport away just to be, like, I don't know, cheeky about it, I guess. But there's not really much point in doing so if we're going to destroy the enemies super quickly as well. And then, you know, maybe pick up more consumables at the end of it. Really glad I did that, because that clearly worked out the way I intended. But at least we got one extra key from that, so on the next floor we will have a little bit of a head start. If you consider, you know, one key a head start. And we got hot bombs, as prognosticated earlier, weirdly enough. Happens from time to time. Lover's card is effectively meaningless. Did I fuck up this bomb up here? We also got Dry Baby for free, which is really good. Hot bombs, pick it and see. It facilitated Dry Baby for free. That's the best I can do on short or long notice, for that matter. More time doesn't normally help my singing voice. I mean, Blank Card Devil is pretty good. I gotta stick with the Joker though, because it gives us those 2 extra deals with the Devil on the Cathedral and the chest, which, I mean, those are probably, let's be honest, not going to be integral to our success or necessary for our success, but it's nice to have them. Do it one more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, let's start the dancing. Not that interested in that. Not that interested in mysterious chocolate. But you can give me some more HP here. That's probably the ideal way to do it, actually. And you know, Old Bandage, if you would choose now to pay out, that would be totally fine by me. Gave us a pill of some variety. It's not a health downgrade, I remember that much. 2 of clubs, we'll blank card this right away. And then let's just pop it again. Now we got 24 bombs. Basically just gave us 18 bombs right there. Chalk it up to 20 now. It's pretty great. I'm not going to complain. And it gave us real HP. What's our pill? Paralysis. I'll just use it so I don't get confused. And we'll blow up our blood bank just to speed up this floor, basically. And there's a red heart. Oh, good. I didn't break Demon Judgment. Okay. I don't really want to lose a Spirit Heart to do this, but I will. So I'll take dinner. Gives us more fuel for deals with the devil as well. And mostly just, like, expedites this process. Really? Tears Up. I mean, it's great. I'm happy for the Tears Up. And I guess, you know, the longer that this charade goes on, the better it is for us. But I'm not thrilled about it. I got to admit that with Hive Mind and Rotten Baby, it's very tempting to stick with Guppy's Head. But I think Blank Card Joker gives us, probably, if I'm being honest, strategically better situations that will result for us. In addition to that, it's more fun. So I think that's like the perfect storm for us right there. I'm happy I used my key here, though. In all likelihood, that might be better than the item room. Fuck it. We got another Spirit Heart on the ground. I'm going to play this guy again. Flatworm I actually like, but certainly can't really justify using it instead of the Cancer Trinket here. 2 of Hearts. We'll just pop it right away. It's not necessarily the most optimal way to handle this, but it's an optimum between... Speedball's been showing up every run as well. It's like a local optimum between laziness and effectiveness, so I appreciate that. 2 trinkets there. This one wants to buy you flowers. Well, go ahead now. This one wants to talk for hours. Give me the one that wants to buy me flowers. I'm not a huge fan of flowers, but talking for hours, you know, it doesn't say, you know, you want to talk for hours with him. It just says he wants to talk for hours. Honestly, that sounds a little exhausting. I mean, I appreciate his interest, but my God, you know, I got stuff to do. I got to learn some valuable skills in this world to make our way in the world today. It takes everything you got. Taking some time from all your worries sure would help a lot. And that song is just straight up about alcohol, isn't it? Wouldn't it be nice to get away? Sometimes you wanna drink 15 Miller Lights and fall asleep. Boom, 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 boom. Why wouldn't I use Joker right now? After we finish this room, of course. Why wouldn't I use Joker right now just to get an advanced preview of what's in our Devil Room? Guppy? Maybe some Guppy? No Guppy. That's fine. Later. We'll become Guppy later. Health down pill, you know, completely worthless for us. That's okay, though. With 28 bombs, I gotta check it at least. And that's what I was thinking, is that there's a pretty good chance we won't have to worry about this. Hopefully we get our key back, or not our key, but hopefully, you know, our key has changed hands and is no longer legal tender, but hopefully we get a key back. I don't really want to pick up that battery yet. You know, if we find, like, another card on the ground that is a better use for it, we can probably consider it then. Right now, I don't really get too much out of going back to that deal with the Devil Room, except being able to... I mean, you can't even use it to teleport out of, like, man. You can't even use it to teleport out of, curse rooms anymore, which is not to say that it's bad, but you teleport out of the curse room, but then you just go right on back in. Ooh, blank card, Perthro rune. Can't enter that room, though. You could... I think a blank card Perthro rune is actually better than blank card Joker rune. And by Joker rune, I mean Joker card. Can these guys give me... They can give me a Justice card or something. World, I'll just pop it. Hierophant is a great card. Blank card Hierophant is good as well, but... I'm gonna go, you know, blank card Perthro basically gives us like a 4-room charge D6 right now. Let's go explore a little bit more in the hopes that we can actually visit our item room. Probably should have re-rolled the shit out of Ghost Baby now that I think about it. So we are costing ourselves 2 deals with the devil as a result of this, but I think it's Skeleton Key, alright. I think it's worth it, because in costing ourselves 2 deals with the devil, we will give ourselves, like, I don't want to say a staggering amount, but a lot of re-rolls, which are effectively... People undervalue rerolls, man. A reroll is a new item. It's basically like doubling your item pedestal. with shitty items. Like, if you have a shitty item, you're doubling your item pedestals, because instead of just not taking a shitty item, you get to turn it into something new. If you re-roll a decent item to get a better than decent item, it's worth a little bit less, but not much. It's still great, is what I'm trying to get at. I think we're kind of gonna have to say no to our not our boss fight. We'll probably say yes to our boss fight if I had to be honest about it. But it looks like we're gonna have to say no to our item room. It's okay. We got Guppy's head out of our other, like our one use of a key on this floor. We got Guppy's head. That's not so bad. Let's move it on and move it out here. That was very smart damage, I think. You want to prime yourself a little bit before the mom fight. If you take damage now, you won't take as much damage later. It's science. And on our existing deals with the devil, now we'll have the ability to reroll them, which actually makes maybe the deals with the devil as valuable as it depends if we get ones that actually give us items. I'm not going to get into the math of it because I'm just going to make myself look stupid. We've already been in here. It's nothing. Well, not necessarily nothing, but you get the idea. Down to the next floor. Basically, if we get one deal with the devil with 3 deal with the devil items, if we can reroll it twice, that's worth way more than 3 deals with the devil on average, unless all 3 deals with the devil would have given us items, which is rare, but can happen. Thank you, Dry Baby. I will go to the curse room, not worry too much about the spirit heart loss here. If we want to have any chance of becoming Guppy, we got to go pretty hard on that. And this feels like this is the same story we've had oftentimes here. I'm not going to take the left hand to maximize our Guppy chances, even though I just said if we want to become Guppy, we got to go hard, because for the curse rooms, we're only giving up a spirit heart. For this room, thank you, Gimpy. For this, or for left hand, we'd be giving up our cancer trinket, which is effectively a huge DPS upgrade for us. I'm not willing to do that. And I'd say, I mean, like a win is looking extraordinarily likely here. It could still go south. I still think we're in like the 95% range on a win here, but there's a chance for it to go wrong. I'm not going to deny that. I had a feeling this way just looked too bad to not be the boss way. Too many big rooms stacked up close to one another, too far away from the spawn room. It was perfect. Too obvious. Alright, Megamaw's dead. Goodbye to his delicious lighting effects. And let's go see who we're fighting here. And don't forget, we got a Perthrow rune. I stood there and absolutely should have been hit before that, but what's done is done. Okay. This is important. Latch key is good enough, and I like the spirit hearts, and I definitely need the keys for later. And then we get Abaddon, which there's no way I can reroll Abaddon. It's too good. It also gives us permanent Polaroid invincibility. Not a tinted rock. That should seal the deal 100%, or you know, as close to 100% as we can get. No, thank you. Ah, yes, you are correct. Curse of the Maze. You fucked me, Curse. You fucked me. We'll continue trying to reroll Mom's Bra as long as it's prudent for us. We got to do something with these runes, otherwise, you know, starting on the next floor, we could be cashing in on those deals with the devil. Are you a wizard? It was bad the first 8 times we got it. I'm probably gonna surprise you. It's still really, really bad. Man, wings are flapping like crazy here. We got like a hummingbird set up. I think that's... It's gonna be difficult for us to get better. I actually kind of hope this is a reroll room so I can get a little bit more to talk about, but no, that's okay. We have a Perthrow rune ready. That's not me trying to say that my inspiration for babbling endlessly has gone, you know, dry here, but, you know, I've been singing a lot of song parodies is what I'm trying to say. Should donate from the back here. You know, I done hit it from the back to the melody of Roll It Slow, but now I gotta get up in it fast, but I'm a finish last, because no matter how much of a thug you see, I still spit it like it's R&B. Come to the club with me, and when some Luther comes on, I hope you're still gonna be feeling me and be in love with me. That's Slow Jams by Twista featuring Kanye West and Jamie Foxx, or Kanye West featuring Twista and Jamie Foxx, depending on whether you got it on Twista's album Overnight Celebrity or Kanye West's album from 2004, The College Dropout, a breakout success, of course, branded a new hip-hop superstar. Do we have Small Rock yet? I like it, but I think we're probably going to have to say no to Tammy's Head. We've been saying no to Tammy's Head a lot lately. Mostly because we have our Perthrow Rune and, well, basically like our makeshift D6 still available. Yeah, open it up. Perfect. We got another bomb out of it. I don't really want your HP, so if you could just drop like a key, that would be better for me. That's pretty much how it worked. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, this is another dead end. Oh, they let me out of that room. They crushed a rock for me on the way out, which was nice as well. I appreciate that a lot. I don't like that rock, so I respect your right to destroy it in my name. Man, we're like a tower defense boss right now. Kind of hoping that we found our boss room right off the bat, because I'm going to have to backtrack through some horse hockey in order to get back to that room where I can actually do good work. You're dead. You're deceased. Not very smart damage on my part. Big floor, man. I will admit that before the chest, if I have a very powerful run, I kind of get to that point where I'm like, I really wish this part of the game would be over faster. I'm like, it's a foregone conclusion. I'm gonna make it here. Just let me go. I'll take Aquarius. It's alright. Gives us a duplicate kind of creep underneath us here, which is valuable. And if we come back and get this battery, we can go back to our boss trap room. And inside of it, we can reroll White Feather into something that's hopefully not terrible. A lot of people have a real soft spot for White Feather. I guess I'll take it. You're entitled to. Don't let me. Don't misconstrue my criticism of the item as censorship. I don't want it to be taken out of the game or anything like that, but I think it's a bad item. Or at least it's an item that rarely you find a chance to use because of other better spacebar items. But you know, if you love it, then don't let me rain on your parade. That's totally fine. Man, a Dark Bomb, which has been showing up on every single run lately, would be an enormous pickup right now. That would help me out a lot. I'm bleeding more HP than I'd like to admit. Where are we going here? I would like to see some more tinted rocks to give me just a little bit of peace of mind. I'm not feeling like we're going to lose the run, but I'm feeling like if I continue to play badly, the chance of losing the run increases, which is a diplomatic way of saying if I keep fucking up, we're going to get fucked up. Probably at least one black heart in this room. One way or the other. Or not, you know, that's acceptable as well. We got a Hierophant card, so I'll consider myself technically to be correct. We're going to use blank card 2 of spades for a little while. I want to take blank card Perthrow with me, but if I could at least get one extra doubling out of blank card 2 of spades, that would be nice, especially if I picked up like a key or two along the way. Oh my fucking god, Curse of the Maze. Suck on my maze. It's a hedge maze. A pubic hedge. Doesn't really. A punic hedge. There we go, that's great. So now we just went from 2 keys to 8 keys in a relatively quick fashion. We will take our guaranteed rerolls with us, and then we'll just head on here. This is, again, another surprisingly long run for a run where we're doing a crazy amount of damage, but there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just a little surprised by my inability to kind of innately know where the levels are. At some point, don't you reach some kind of like midi-chlorian Jedi level of astuteness where you just know? Like, what's my concentration stat at right now? It's clearly not as large as it needs to be. Very easy fight, though. Feel like we're pretty much going to be in the same boat against Isaac and Blue Baby, although I should be stronger. Cathedral. I'm thinking left this time. I rarely go left first. I'm thinking left is going to be our go-to path. Man, Fear Shot is so good against those charging enemies. I like to give Fear Shot credit where credit is due. That's why I never go to the left there. I like to give Fear Shot credit where credit is due because I shit on it a lot. But against a certain class of enemies, apparently war not amongst them, but against a certain class of enemies, it's worthwhile. That's about as positive as I can be. Something very oddly satisfying about that bomb being like directly in the center of all of those rocks. And I'd say with that curse room, so ends our dream of becoming Guppy on this run. That's alright. We only had one Guppy item, so it was a bit of a crapshoot regardless. A bit of a long shot, not really a crapshoot. I always thought crapshoot was kind of like a Wild West thing, but now that I think about it, doesn't it just relate to shooting the dice in craps? I gotta take a course on English idioms, man. It's a weird way of phrasing that. I'm a native English speaker, but English idioms make no freaking sense. Most of the time. Or they're based on some, like, old-timey fucking one-off situation. Like, I got a bridge I can sell you. It's based on one dude who fraudulently tried to sell and actually succeeded, I guess, in selling a bunch of New York City bridges. How am I supposed to know that? It ain't the 1920s anymore, man. How about I got a balloon boy I'd like to sell you? That makes more sense. That's in keeping with the modern era. To some extent. Taking a lot more damage than I'd care to admit. This might be the first run in a little while that actually has a little bit of tension on the chest. And again, you got tension in the chest, you got to get a massage, man. I would take a polyphemus related massage, a proptosis related massage. I'd prefer maybe not to get an all stats upgrade, but we'll see what we get. So many damage upgrades are actually tied to HP upgrades in one way or the other, and would ruin permanent Polaroid invincibility, but we don't have Whore of Babylon, so we don't have to worry about that. Wait, do we have Whore of Babylon? No. That's been showing up a lot, but not on this run. Bloody Lust, good. Good. I'll take it. Bad. I think Robo Baby 2.0 is terrible. My best friend, or Punching Bag I should say. Punching Bag is okay, but Punching Bag plus Fear Shot, it puts too many unknowns into the equation, man. I really don't like the combination of them because I don't know where enemies are gonna go. You know, if a monster jumps up, I have no idea where it's gonna land. Figure you might as well like get some value out of these pheromones pills. Make no mistake, by the way, Cursed Eye is a bad pickup in this situation. It's just an item I have a soft spot for, and I guess in a way it's kind of like my own mechanics-focused inside joke. I will always take Cursed Eye if there's at least some chance that we're gonna win with it. Also, it allows us to tap shoot like a lot of shots at the same time, but if it makes us teleport out of the boss fight, I'm gonna be real mad. At myself, I guess, but should be helpful as well. Okay, we can go back and get per throw. Kind of hate to use it on like one reroll, especially when it gives us Monstrous Tooth, and we could expect to find like treasure chests that it would actually have, like, or like we'd expect to have rooms that would drop 2 treasure chests considering we have Contract from Below. But hasn't happened yet, so I'm not gonna bank on it necessarily. Yes, I neglected to pick up those 2 bombs. You sent me a bill in the mail. And this is basically like it's not quite tap shooting, but when I tap shoot, I shoot like 2 shots at a time. So it's almost like a super high risk 2020. It's kind of my way of putting a very positive spin on it, but I really do not like Fetus in a Jar. Even though it's probably on paper better than than Cursed Eye, I really think Fetus in a Jar is a bad item, even with hot bombs. Probably disappoint some people, but it's not my style, man. I gotta reserve at least a couple of items that I don't want to take. The Fetus items most of the time, Isaac's Heart. Unless we're really insanely out of control. Yumheart, it's a bad item, man. Sissy Longlegs is actually really good with Hive Mind. It's probably not going to be one of our main damage dealers, but it's a nice help, and it's totally passive, so I'm not feeling bad about it. Still a little bit of drama here. I think we've got... that's the thing. We're probably still in like the 95th percentile to win, but we got to keep it up, man. You know, every time we get hit, it affects our odds. Every time we pick up a Spirit Heart, it affects our odds. We've been at kind of like an equilibrium for a while here. I'd like to run away with this run. We haven't quite made it happen yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, though. Ah. Lard. I do not want, so we should have re-rolled it, but... Well, I can just get hit and teleport out, and that way I won't waste a blank card charge. I think that's short-sighted, though. I don't want Lard because the permanent Polaroid invincibility, if it wasn't important before, now that we have Cursed Eye, I think it's potentially a big difference maker. D20 can do something for us. It could actually make our secret room not terrible. Or we could just use it to reroll like some shit on the ground. Well, that was a huge coup for us right there. We rerolled 2 keys into a penny and 1 key. Because if we got 2 keys, that would have been just terrible. Pretty soon, we're going to have to use this Perthro rune as a Perthro rune. Almost picked up Monstro's Tooth. What was I thinking there? It's not that bad. Monstro's Tooth is kind of an unfair punching bag, man. As items go, you can do a lot worse. I'm going to call bullshit on that Dingle attack there. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that in court, but... which happens all the time, you know. I'm a lawyer. I just do this for fun on the side. Still think the cancer trinket's like a big deal for us. This is a very dangerous room. Normally not a big deal, but with Cursed Eye, more of a liability. Much more of a liability. Gotta just start, you know, taking out a couple of these greeds. Spiders are gonna do a ton of damage when they land. Ooh, okay, that was Dry Baby, not us getting hit and losing a black heart, which we have 0 of, so that makes a lot of sense. It was weird. We had to pay out before the room was even over. Maybe there was like a keeper left or something that I didn't notice. I don't know. Strange. Sissy Longlegs, when you got Hive Mind and make it bigger, it's got a real serious look on her face. She's all fucking business right now. Oh, this is good. Oh, I should have gone back and re-rolled with Perthro again, but it's as the rooms go on and as we find ourselves not taking damage on them, these are pretty big indicators that our run is probably sorted, but we'll see. We do not have Dark Bum, so Little Chad seems like an enormous waste for us right now. But we probably won't get another reroll. But why would I even want it to begin with? Does it not lower the chance of getting other consumables? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it acts independent. But why risk it, basically? And before we fight the boss, we'll make sure to use the actual Perthro rune. There's going to be our boss right there. And that's all the rooms. So what's great about this is that we got a good amount of HP, permanent Polaroid invincibility, Cricket's body, sure. Let's just reroll this. We got real charm tiers there. With Bloody Lust, we should be doing a ton of damage. What scares me is that if I get hit like twice and then teleport away when the boss is almost dead, that could signal some disaster. It's one of the reasons I like Cursed Eye. Mechanically, I think it's underrated a little bit. But also, it adds a little bit of tension to what otherwise could have been a little bit of a dry run here. But in any case, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.